Hi, I'm Kate Baker. I'm one of the editors-in-chief of Brain and Neuroscience Advances. I'm Assistant Professor of Clinical Genetics at the University of Cambridge and a Programme Leader at the MRC Cognition and Brain Sciences Unit. I became interested in editing journals once I'd been a group leader for several years, and I really saw how important it was for teams of neuroscientists to publish their work together in a really positive, science-oriented journal. So journals run by scientists for scientists. It's so critical for communicating the results of the work that we do, and it's essential for furthering the careers of everybody in a team. For an early career researcher, maximising their chances of publishing their work, the first thing is submit your work. I know it sounds silly, but unless you submit your work to a journal and have it peer reviewed and get feedback from reviewers and guidance from an editor, you won't get started. So that's the first thing, is write your papers and submit them. The second piece of advice is work really closely with a supervising scientist who's published their work before. That might be a postdoctoral researcher, it might be your PI, but get advice at an early stage and then get lots of feedback during the process of submitting and revising your paper. So Brain and Neuroscience Advances represents a whole swathe of neuroscience research, from fundamental through to translational research, and covers every aspect of neuroscience, going from cells, molecules, neurons, brains, through to cognition. So we represent all of those different areas. We'd like to strengthen our publishing in every part of that neuroscience spectrum, so that every area is as fully represented as it could be. I think competition between journals is possibly not the way to think about it. Rather, that each different journal is filling a particular role or gap in the publishing landscape. So a society journal is there to serve the members of the society and the broader neuroscience community in communicating the work that we have done, whether it's at an early stage of a new idea, developing a new method, or challenging results that have been the status quo in a research area for a long time. I think those are the particular niches of a journal like Brain and Neuroscience Advances, rather than a journal seeking to compete alongside perhaps much more commercially orientated journals. One piece of advice for somebody submitting to a journal for the very first time is to enjoy the process. My top editor's tip is to be very clear at the start of the process what the main focus of your article is going to be. Write that down somewhere, and then as you go through multiple drafts of revising and shaping up your methods and results and discussion introduction, come back to that separate place where you've written down what your main message is going to be, or the main purpose of your article, to make sure that you don't lose sight of the key thing you want to communicate in your writing.